All right, round 2 of the Full Metal Tournament, and I have in front of me what is probably my hardest match ever in all these families is going up against Brian. And I think on one level that should scare me, but I'm super excited because I've never played Brian before, and I'm super excited to go against him because Brian's a great guy, and I'm really going to enjoy this. We both picked some interesting round 2s strengths, and I can't wait to see where this goes because we're going to have a blast. Whether I win or most likely probably lose, I'm going to do it with a smile. So bring it on, Brian. Let's do this.
Jacoby Bancroft is a piece of shit. This is going to be a horrible match. I don't know why I got matched up against this guy. No, I'm kidding. Jacoby's right. This is going to be fun. Jacoby and I, we're friends. And actually over in Multiplex where Tony retired and Joseph doesn't play Fandom, we've actually teamed up as a team over there in Fandom. So, of course, 30 seconds later, they say, hey, you guys have to play against each other in this other league. It is what it is. But we chose some strengths so we can actually that will help each other in Fandom. So even if one of us loses, we both kind of win. So let's do this.
Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Full Metal Trivia Singles Edition. Road to the Championship is well underway. We are in round number 1, and man, do we ever have a barn burner for you today. My name is Sandy the Sandman Robinson, and I cannot do this alone, so I have recruited Sean the Crusader Waskirk. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. This is going to be a fun match. I'm actually excited to be hosting this one with you.
It is. I mean, you've got Brian Michaels on one hand. He's one half of the team champions. And then you got Jacoby. And I've said it before that I think Jacoby is one of the most improved players that has come out in the last year. And he beat a pretty substantial guy in the last round. So I'm very, very excited to see what these two can do. What do you think about that?
I know both of them very well. They're both friends of mine. They're both training partners of mine. I've gone against both of them. I've lost to both of them very, very closely in other leagues. But yeah, like I said, with this one, and just like with Jacoby last round, it's made the best person win. Let's see how the questions roll out. Good luck to both of them. They're both great competitors. And the first round, I'm really excited about because both these guys are incredible first-round players. So I can't wait to see how they do in the first round.
Well, I agree, and I don't think we should wait any longer. We're going to get these guys in right now. Introducing first. He has a strength of live-action Star Wars movie, and he is one half of the Full Metal Team's champion. He is Brian the Macguffin Michaels. And his opponent has a strength of Wizarding World. He is the Barbarian, Jacoby Bancroft.
Brian's a team champion? Frick.
All right, guys. Sean, you want to read them the rules for round number 1 so we can jump right into this?
Absolutely. So your rules for round 1. Every competitor gets 8 questions from 8 different categories. For each question, they have 15 seconds to write an answer down. After time is up, competitors will show and say what they wrote. A correct answer is worth 1 point, and if a competitor answers all 8 questions correctly, they will receive a bonus question.
Awesome. That is awesome, guys. Are you ready for your first question?
Let's go.
Good luck. Your first question comes in the category of action adventure. What 80s action film features characters named Dynamo, Buzzsaw, and Sub-Zero? I gotta say, I know every one of them.
This is actually a movie I would not be upset if they did a rendition of.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
I'm not saying do a remake or anything like that, but let's see another one of these.
How do you hold the board, Brian? I don't understand how you're doing that.
What? Beds down. We're going to start with Brian. What did you get, Brian?
The Running Man.
And Jacoby.
Whoops. I did Mortal Kombat.
The Running Man is correct.
I heard Sub-Zero and I got excited.
That was 95.
It's all the same.
All right. Question number 2 in the category of recent releases, my favorite category. Who plays Marmee March, the mother to the 4 sisters in 2019's Little Women? I had never seen any of the Little Women films until this one, and I actually quite enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good. I might watch it because I've never seen any of them either. So 5, 4, 3. I almost jumped the gun. 2 and 1. Don't want to make it unfair. All right, let's start off with Jacoby.
Laura Dern.
And Brian.
Ellie Sattler's Laura Dern.
Absolutely correct. Both people on the board.
Aha.
And your next question is in the category of animation. What kind of animal is Tamatoa, a giant version of what animal in Moana? That question was a little weird.
Yeah, I was literally reading. I was like, huh?
I think I got your gist, but let's find out.
I can't think of this character without playing the song that they sing in my head.
That's right.
Johnny.
Don't give Brian any clues.
Hints.
5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Pens down. We're going to go back to Brian.
I know the scene. I'm not sure what it is. Is it a crab?
And Jacoby.
I was a shy little crab once.
Oh, okay.
It is, of course, a crab. I think we could have done without one animal in that sentence, and it would have been fine.
I was like, I have no idea what you're asking. I hope it's.
All right, now question number 4 in the category of drama. In the town, what type of mask are the robbers wearing during the armored car robbery? Both are stumped.
No, it's like I remember it, but
I can't. No.
Make you guys feel any better? I don't remember this either.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Wait, repeat.
I don't know. Look at that. Got it in. No.
Just remembered it. Okay.
In the category of drama, in the
town,
town, what type of mask are the robbers wearing during the armored car robbery? That is Brian's first repeat.
that's going to be his fatal mistake. Just you watch.
5, 4, 3,
God.
2, and 1. Pens down. We're going to hit Jacoby first.
Clown masks?
And Brian.
Nuns?
Oh, that's it.
Brian is absolutely correct. It is nuns. I've had to do that before too, wasting my whole time and get it right under the wire because I remembered it. I had to write it down. So, all right.
Dang it.
All right, guys, doing great so far. You're halfway through, and your 5th question is in the category of biopics. What is the profession of J.M.W. Turner in Mr. Turner? Never seen it.
I don't ever seen it either. I read the question, I'm like,
Huh?
okay,
All right.
all right. It's gonna be a very lively conversation while we wait for the answer.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna go back to Brian first. Brian, what'd you get?
Cook?
And Jacoby.
A lawyer?
Both unfortunately incorrect. He was a painter.
All right. Question number 6 in the
I was
category.
thinking Mr. Church. I had the wrong movie completely in my head. Eddie Murphy movie. Okay, sorry.
Come on, Brian, get it together, please. So,
Let's be professional here, guys.
Yeah.
Question number 6 in the category of horror/thriller. Who voices the caller in Phone Booth? This question makes me so happy. I love this movie.
I do too.
Not enough people have seen this movie. Little story here before the time gets out. They used to have the soundboard for this. One time, my mom was out mowing the lawn. I called her using the soundboard. Scared the crap out of her.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Sorry, Mom.
1. Pens down. Let's go to Jacoby first.
Let's see. I crossed out Rutger Hauer and I put Ed Harris.
And Brian.
Kiefer Sutherland.
It is, in fact, Mr. 24 himself, Kiefer Sutherland, up on that rooftop, that sneaky bastard. All right, your next and almost last question is in the category of Oscars.
Maybe.
For what category did Akira Kurosawa earn his only nomination for the Academy Award for Best Director?
Don't worry, I was.
So what movie did he earn his only nomination?
Yeah, what movie did
Okay.
Akira Kurosawa earn his only
Did it say
nomination?
what category
for?
before?
It said best category, best
So I can
best
put Best
director.
Director and I get it right.
No.
This is definitely a director that my tag team partner Kirk has been like, you need to start watching Kurosawa. And I'm like,
I've started it, and he's right, man. It's good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Brian.
Just guessing the Kurosawa movie. Ron.
And Jacoby.
7 Samurai.
Ran.
Dang
is
it.
The correct answer. All right, Sean, last question.
all right, in the category of plot summary, name the film. Set during the Cold War, a lawyer assigned to defending a suspected Russian spy is then put in charge of setting up an exchange between him and a captured U.S. pilot.
I think this movie is criminally underrated.
I actually never saw it.
Oh,
It was one of the few recent films that just kind of slipped under the radar for me, and I didn't get to watch it.
You mean
I recommend
it's an 80s movie, right?
5, 4, 3,
Come on, doubt yourself, Brian.
2, 1. Pens down. Brian, we're going to start with you.
Bridge of Spies.
And Jacoby.
Bridge of Spies.
Oh, both correct, and a good way to end that round. All right, guys, we are going to take a few seconds to count up the scores here, and we are going to be right back. All right, guys, we are back, and after a pretty scorching round one, we do have a person that's in the lead, and
You were
that's
a clear person to the lead, weren't you?
I was not. I was not. I was actually going to switch the words around backwards, and it would have sounded stupid. So we do have a clear person in the lead. Jacoby, that's for you. And Brian is in the lead right now, 7-3. But as we've seen before, Sean, round 2 can kill a lead like nobody's business. So you tell them the rules, buddy.
Yep. Round 2 is the make it or break it round because the wheel will kill you. And the rules are as follows. The leading competitor will decide to go first or second. The player going first will bet on either red or black. The wheel will be spun and will land on either a category or a color. If a color is spun, the competitor with the corresponding color will choose a category for themselves or their opponent. If a category is spun, the competitor can choose to take it or respin. If they respin, they will stick with whatever category the wheel lands on. From the category, the competitor will answer 4 questions worth 2 points each. Multiple choice is available, reducing the point value to 1, and opponents can steal the points available if the question is answered incorrectly.
Absolutely. And the competitors were given their movies ahead of time, but I will read them for you guys. The round 2 categories are scores and soundtracks, Walter Matthau, taglines, comedy, holy moly, movies with priests, 1994 films, directors, previously on Deep Cuts, classics, sports, and the strength categories, live action Star Wars movies for Brian and Wizarding World for Jacoby, plus the aforementioned red and black. Brian, you are in the lead. What would you like to do? You can go first, decide to go first or second.
This list has Andrew all over it. We're going to pass that off to Jacoby.
All right. Jacoby, you are going to go first. What color would you like?
Always bet on red. Red.
All righty. Oh, that's 2.
I hope he gets Wesley Snipes quotes.
That'd be great.
That's funny.
All right, Jacoby, are you ready for your first spin?
Sure, Brian. Don't knock me out, because if we watched all 8 of those movies for nothing in round 3, I'm gonna be upset. So let's do it. Just keep
All
that in
right.
mind, Brian.
There's your wheel. You are on your color. I'm gonna spin it. Right. Ow. And the wheel's going. The wheel's going in real time, not delayed. Oh, it just missed. Scores and soundtracks, though.
It actually would have been more terrifying if I got Star Wars, because then it's like it's like that's something I actually study for. So if I do poorly in that, then that reflects badly. But I'm looking at all the other categories. Frick. I'm down. I got to kind of risk it a little bit. Let's spin again.
All right. Your spin is spinning. All right. Looks like taglines.
Nice specific category.
You want to read these, or you want me to, Sean?
I'll read them. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, Jacoby, in the category of taglines, your first question. What film has the tagline, "The Snobs Against the Slobs"?
Animal House.
That is incorrect for a 2-point steal, Brian.
Caddyshack.
That is correct for 2 points.
Uh-oh.
Question number 2. What 2014 film has the tagline, "Who are you married to"?
$2014. Oh no, it wasn't then. Multiple choice.
Okay.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Obvious Child, B, Think Like a Man 2, C, Gone Girl, or D, Big Eyes.
Can I hear those options one more time?
Yes. A, Obvious Child, B, Think Like a Man 2, C, Gone Girl, or D, Big Eyes.
2014. Then I guess I gotta go Think Like a Man too.
That is incorrect for a 2 points or for a 1 point steal, Brian. Do you need a
Gone
choice? What?
Gone Girl.
That is correct for a 1 point steal.
Dang it! I just thought that did not come out in 2014.
All right. Question number 3 in taglines. This is how I win is the tagline for what recent release?
Multiple choice, please.
All right. Your multiple choice options are A, Hustlers, B, Ford v Ferrari, C, Ready or Not, or D, Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
That is correct.
Oh, you're in trouble now, Brian.
Big point on the board there for Jacoby.
And your last question in taglines. What film has the tagline, "No one would take on his case until one man was willing to take on the system"?
God, I guess I gotta go for it. Because it is the plot of the movie. Let's go Philadelphia.
For 2 points.
2 big points.
That was big for Jacoby there.
Brian's sweating now.
All right. Well, that was interesting. But we'll have to see what happens in Brian's round. Brian, you have the color of black. Are you ready for your first spin?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Wow.
Now the infamous where everyone leans forward.
Yeah. Oh, please no. No, also no.
Yeah, so that is black, Brian's color. Brian, what would you like to take for your See, and you know, at the beginning of this match, before we were on stream, he was complaining that he always hits.
I know. I'm not used to be in this position.
Look at this. Yep.
I love that Jacoby was like, no, when it was about to go start, I was like, dude, the
And
next
it was
one.
like, no, bad.
I might not do well. No, I'm not going to do that.
Just have fun.
I considered it.
See how well your studying went.
Let's go 1994 films.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't even get to hear any of the Star Wars questions I studied for. That's fine.
Well, when you study them, you'll steal them if I get them wrong.
I will do these questions.
Winner's mindset. Fine, whatever.
All right, Brian, you have 2 repeats left. Your challenge is still available as well, but here's your first question in 1994 films. Who voices young Simba in The Lion King?
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
2 points. Question number 2. What movie based on a Tom Clancy novel came out in 1994?
94 would be Clear and Present Danger.
For 2 more points. Hold on.
I'm still in it.
I almost want to miss it just to go to round 3.
Thank you, sir. You're so kind. I'm still. Wait, you're at 14. I'm at 6, right? You just can't score more than 16 points.
Right.
Yeah, you're
we're fine.
You're at 6. Yeah. All right. Question number 3 in 1994 films. In Forrest Gump, what soda does Forrest drink a lot of while at the White House?
I'm fairly certain it's Dr. Pepper.
2 more points.
Uh-oh. Such waves for nothing.
All right. So
right. That's why I might miss this one just like
here's where we stand, folks. Right now the score is 16-6. If Brian doesn't get this question at all, we go into round 3. If he hits it on 1 or 2 points, he wins by knockout. Brian, no pressure, but here is your 4th and final question in this category. Who directed 4 Weddings and a Funeral?
I feel bad answering this.
Oh, no. Do it.
Actually, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm going to go for it. I think it's Mike Newell.
And your winner by way of knockout, Brian the Macguffin Michaels. Mike Newell did absolutely direct that movie. Wow. All right, guys. Well, we are going to get to our post-match interviews. We are going to start with our second place finisher, Jacoby Bancroft. Jacoby, not the result you were looking for, obviously. You got a not such a great category in round number 2. We're a little bit of rough in the first round, sort of feeling it out there. I know you feel bad about your performance, but what do you got to say about it in total?
It is what it is. I had fun. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what's most important, right? You got to have fun. And I did. This was a really fun match, and I'm glad I got to play Brian in some capacity in this way. There's some points I left on the board that I knew that I was just like, oh darn, I missed those. The others are just, I'm not sad about missing them because I wouldn't have thought about the answer anyway. But now I know the movie Ace Ventura super well, so who's the real winner here is the real question. This guy right
exactly,
there. Exactly. No, so I knew this was most likely the outcome going into this because Brian is one hell of a player, and I'm just happy to have been here. So this was a lot of fun.
Sean, what did you think about Jacoby's?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where some days the questions just don't fall your way. I mean, I've had those matches where I studied my butt off for it, and the questions just weren't there. And it's just like I can't even get mad about it. The other guy knew the questions, I didn't. I didn't get screwed by the wheel or anything like that. And that's basically what happened with you, man. It's you did what you had to do. It just didn't fall your way this time, and you're gonna come back swinging like you always do. And you and Brian, you guys are still gonna remain friends and teammates and fandom. And
I don't know. I maybe we'll reconsider that. We'll see.
But at least you guys didn't have to go against your categories. So
exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna bounce back from this. So I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah,
absolutely, Sean. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I want to make sure and bring up to Jacoby that, you made it to round number 2. You've got some victories on your side right after this championship. You might not be holding the belt, but you surely will be into the regular season when we start up after the tournament. Cool. So that's something to look forward to. And I pity anybody that you have to go up against because I think you're going to come back stronger than ever. So thank you very much for being in the tournament. And thanks, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
All right, and we are here with our winner, Brian, the Macguffin Michaels. How you doing after that victory? I know it's against your partner, but you got to feel pretty good about your performance going forward in the tournament.
Yeah, I do. I've never felt worse when I finally got a knockout, and now it's got to be against Jacoby. But the tagline's a tough category. Round 1, I'm only just mad about round 1 because if I had been thinking of the right movie, I could have had a perfect game. Would have gotten every single question right, but I didn't, so I didn't get it, whatever. But I'm glad to get the win, glad to move on in the tournament. I'm glad that Jacoby at least got to study some Star Wars movies, so it'll help us when we go to fandom. I didn't answer any questions in Wizarding World, but I got some studying there, which if this hadn't been a tournament, I was going to choose that for Spinner's Choice, just because I studied it so much. But I was like, nah, I can't take that chance in that tournament. So
nice. Well, we don't know who you are going to face next because this is the first match of round number 2 that's gone through. Go ahead, Sean.
No, Brian, I mean, you do what you do best, man. You come out strong in round 1, and you went with a strength in round 2. Might not have been the strength you chose, but you went with something that you knew in round 2, and you did what you did. I study my opponent's strengths. I make it my strength before we go into a match. So I would have loved to have seen what you did with Wizarding World. But you played the smart game, and it worked out for you, and that's why you got the knockout win.
So I finally found who your potential opponent could be in your bracket. You are going to go up against either Kirk or Cameron. Who would you prefer to face in the next round?
I prefer to face Kirk. I just think, Cameron knows some stuff, but I think Kirk just has a more solid game. And if I'm going to get to the end of a tournament, I'd rather just face the best all the way through.
And I believe you guys are the 2 top ranked competitors in the tournament. I think you're 2 and Kirk's 1, or is Joseph 2?
Something like that.
Anyway, you got Kirk or Cameron next. Hopefully you can continue your run through this bracket. But that's going to be it for us. Thank you very much, Brian, for being here. Really appreciate that, and good luck in the next round. Sean, you know what? That was it was a match. It didn't quite go Jacoby's way in this time, but Brian played amazing. If he'd just gotten that 1 point where he would have had a perfect game all the way through, he gets the knockout, and that's going to be intimidating for somebody in the next round to know that happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you have 2 top-tier competitors. You're expecting a match to go to the very, very last question, but like I said, sometimes questions just don't fall that way, and the match goes a completely different way. It's no different than in a UFC fight or anything like that, where you have 2 top-tier competitors, 1 good punch ends it quickly, and that's basically what happened here. I mean, it was still a good match regardless.
Absolutely.
2 great competitors, and they're both going to be dangerous throughout the rest of the season.
I completely agree with you. Thanks for being with me on the desk here, Sean. It's always a pleasure to have you. That's going to be it for us. My name is Sandy the Sandman Robinson. This has been Full Metal Trivia Singles. Make sure to check out the team tournaments going on, Full Metal Teams in that tournament, and also check out Full Metal Geek, Full Metal Rand, and Full Metal Random. That's going on every week as well. For all the fans, for all the people who are watching, thank you again so much. For everybody in the back that's helping out with all of this stuff, questions, editing, writing, everything, hosting, I thank you again. And from me to you, have fun, watch movies.